Not me trying to wear a hat and try to persuade my viewers that this is not the same exact fucking outfit and the same exact day and the same exact bulk recording session. You believe me, right, guys?
An all-time fan favorite character in Dragon.
Oh, yeah. Look at the top left or top right, whatever it is for you. I don't know. But we're ranking all of Broly's outfits today.
Ball ever since his first adaptation way back in 1993. He's a big muscle-bound freak that's known for screaming and yelling every chance that he gets, even.
Okay, so I'm assuming we're combining Z Broly and Super Broly because there's not enough to do one or the other.
When he's a big goopy monster. We don't talk about Bio Broly. Broly is such an iconic character that it's actually believed that the word brolic, meaning muscular or buff, is said to have originated from his name. You can actually go look that up. And to celebrate this iconic shrieking beast, we created a list of every outfit and
I still think that Toyotaro's plan is to bring all the non-canon characters from back in the day to the current canon.
form Broly has ever appeared as.
Okay. So if you look right here, Dark Broly. Oh yeah. We got the promotionals in here.
And rank them from S tier being the absolute best to F tier being the absolute worst. Be sure to like and subscribe for more Dragon Ball content, and let's get into it.
Make sure you subscribe to him, subscribe to me. Most importantly, subscribe to yourself. Self-love is important these days. Okay, let's get back into the video.
All right, starting off with an absolute stinker. We have Dragon Ball Z Bio Broly incomplete in tank. Honestly,
Okay.
this is just him naked inside of a tank floating there, but because it's Bio Broly associated, I have to knock it down points. It would be B tier, right?
F.
Right? If it were just naked Broly, I have to bump it down to C tier. It's not.
Nah. F. At least with Super Broly, like Super Broly, you got like the dude looks like a hunk, let's be real. Um, but Z Broly did not look great.
Not quite F tier. It's not him in his goop form. We'll get to that one. You know what I mean? We will get to
Facts.
that one. Dragon Ball Super Kid Saiyan armor.
Eh. It's not bad, but it's not like amazing. I'll give it a B. I'll give it a B, middle of the road.
Honestly, the Kid Saiyan armor is kind of all right. Like it's okay.
Also, what is up with the Whataburger fit? Your boy caught that.
Like every Saiyan
He's got the Columbia style Whataburger fit, and I respect it.
has this type of armor or some variation of it. Everybody's got armor like this. I'm pretty sure this is also what Goku's wearing in the movie 2 when he gets sent to Earth. A dime a dozen. It's not really anything crazy. I'd put it at B tier. It's still cool to see though. I can't lie. Dragon Ball Z Broly.
This fucking shit goes hard. Oh my god, I love it. This outfit is so sick.
Base form. I love base form Broly's
Easy
design.
S
I
tier.
do think it's a little weird that like starting out he's just
His hair is whacked out. Let's be real. His hair is whacked out, but everything else just makes him look like a beast.
already shirtless. I think it would have been cool if Broly had like a shirt on to begin with and then like had it ripped off as he transformed in Z, but I also still love this design. I can't put it anywhere lower than S tier because it is a really good design. I love the way he
True.
looks in base form. Dragon Ball Super Kid Saiyan.
This is so sad, bro. I mean, clearly, that's the person who drew it right there. They got their little thing. Damn.
Armor with the Ba pelt. The lore behind this is very sad, but him wearing it as a kid, it's this big draping thing, which makes sense because he keeps it when he's an adult. But him wearing it as a kid, as far as like pure looks go, I would say it's probably like a B tier still, just because.
I'm just saying. But the way that Boz's ear interacts with Broly tells me that it would probably be like the nicest blanket you can ever get. Don't tell that to Frieza.
because the pelt is really big on him when he's a little kid. He grows into it well when he gets to an adult, but we'll get to that. The Dragon Ball Super Broly Saiyan armor. Okay.
This might be a hot take. I don't like this. I don't like this as much as I like him with like the straight up black like Under Armour style shirt on. So yeah, it's probably gonna be like a B tier.
So now we have both versions of Broly on the table, okay? We have the Z version and the Super version. And I feel like right off the bat, this early on, we gotta have the debate. We gotta discuss the debate.
Z version's better. Z version's better. I fuck with this, to be fair. I'm not saying it's bad, but it's not the Z version.
Least, which one do you guys prefer, Z Broly or Super Broly? I see people debate this all the time, and for me, I'm not someone that's like, ooh, I hardcore prefer one or the other. Me, I'm like, two cakes, more for me, you know what I mean? Like, I love both versions, you know? So I don't really
I believe that is what the Twitter people call fence sitting.
have a hardcore pick on either side. I also love the two different interpretations that both different voice actors have. You have Z Broly and some of the 2019 version of Broly, where it's Vic, who is the voice actor for Edward Elric from Fullmetal Alchemist, if you're familiar with that series. And
True.
he's the person that does the Z Broly. That's where you get like the iconic like Kakarot! You get that from him, and then you have Johnny Young Bosch, who is also the same voice actor for Lelouch from Code Geass, and both Fullmetal Alchemist and Code Geass are two series that I love dearly. And seeing them both interpret Broly in their own way, it's just like, it's fantastic. I love seeing the different versions that they do. And I think that they're both equally good. I know that that's another thing that people are always heated about as far as like voice acting goes, but me, again, it's two cakes for me, dog. I'm eating both of them up. I'm gonna be real with you. I love the version of Broly that has green armor because I think it just works really well. He's got green aura, he's got the Ba pelt, and I like the purple pants a lot. I think that this look is a fantastic upgrade from what we saw in Z. Don't get me wrong, I still love the Z look, but
I still think the Z look is so much better. It literally paints Broly out to be like some Greek god in the Z version. This, he just looks like, I mean, he still looks cool, but it's like another Frieza grunt, you know?
I think this is really, really good, but I would actually put this in A tier despite saying that because there's a version of Broly in Super that I think
I agree.
is way better, which is the Dragon Ball Super Broly compression
This is what I was talking about. This is S tier best fit for Super Broly, in my opinion.
shirt. Out of this
So far, I might be proven wrong, but so far.
entire list that we have made, I will be so honest with you, this is the best iteration of Broly. 100%.
Yeah, the Under Armour fucking skin tight fit on the top just absolutely demolishes.
The compression shirt, you guys know me. If you've seen the other tier lists on this channel, you know I'm a big ol' slut, dude. For a black outfit on a
Also, calling you out, when are we gonna get other animes, by the way? Because like, don't get me wrong, I'm a big Dragon Ball head too. You can look at my channel. Most of my videos are Dragon Ball related in some way, shape, or form. However, your boy does know that there are some class act fits out there in some other shows. Like if we did, and I know him and we both on the same page when we clown on the old One Piece community, but they do got some nice fits in One Piece. I ain't gonna lie.
Dragon Ball character. I am the straightest
Some of
man
them
in the
go hard.
world, okay? But damn, when a character wears black
When I told you that this guy has the hunk thing going for him, yeah, that's why Z Broly naked is like, it's okay. But him, if you did the same thing to him, now we're talking a whole different thing. Chili's got good eyes.
in Dragon Ball, dude, it's pure cinema, dude. I gotta be so real with you.
Also,
This one
There we go.
is the best outfit on this entire tier list. I hope they continue
The whole
showing Broly
list?
in this fit, because him being shirtless, we've seen that in Z, you know what I mean? But him in the compression shirt, all black, it's so good.
I think he was like that in the Dragon Ball Superhero movie as well.
It's like Saiyan when Saiyan takes off his green gi and he's got the compression shirt underneath. That Gohan look, it's so good. And speaking of Gohan, I think I should mention also Broly is my second favorite character in Dragon Ball.
Gohan is his number one, and then Broly number two. Fair. Fair. Honestly, Vegeta is always going to be my number one, but I think my second. I guess I never really thought about what my second favorite would be. I'm actually going to wait. I'm going to wait because I'm not like trying to avoid the question, but there are a couple characters that I am interested to see in the next coming arcs that may sway me. However, I will say, choosing specifically from what we have animated now, if you said, put a gun to my head, name your two favorite characters right now, it's going to be Vegeta and it's going to be Tien. Those are my two favorites. Tien will probably never get his shine. It's unfortunate, but whatever. Um, I was on the fence on like what my second favorite would be as far as like if I were to decide it right now, it would be between Hit, Tien, and Piccolo. Um, and it would be a good time to be a Piccolo fan because Buddy's eating right now. But Piccolo just doesn't have that allure to him like a Hit does because like Piccolo, we've seen him since OG. So I've had plenty of time to see all the different sides of Piccolo. But I think when it comes to like liking a character, I do think that Hit probably has. So it would probably go TN Hit because TN's been around since OG as well. But after the Cell Saga, TN was just completely pushed to the side. We never saw him again, except one time when he showed up for some reason to fight Super Boo, and that's when like the folly of the Kikoho happens, and it's no longer um well, it was still protected up until Super, but um him as a character being a stone wall that just comes in and it holds you back for a few minutes is just not was not a thing in that arc. It just he completely just got walked.
Will always be number one. Broly in Super, at least, is my second favorite by a big range, but he's still number two, you know what I mean? Dragon Ball Super Broly Baby. It's just him in a little incubation pod or whatever they call that. I don't know what you call it. It's like a C tier. It's just him as a baby. Dragon Ball Z Broly Baby. Okay, we got to talk about one of the elephants in the room. There's a couple when it comes to Broly. We've already got
Okay, if we're going baby for baby, hold on, let's go back. I want to see which one has the cuter baby. Is it me or does like Super Broly
whatever they
just look
call that. I don't know
malnourished?
what you call it. It's like a C.
Yeah, Super Broly looks like malnourished to me. Kind of like Chonk Baby more. It's really that's what it comes down to, right? It's just either do you like chonky kids or do you like non-chonky kids? Not in that way, you weirdos. Um, I think I fuck with Super Broly more because I'm just trying to think of like design wise, which one I think is cuter. And don't get me wrong, normally like chonky kids are the cuter kids. Um, but I don't think it works here. I think it's the hair. I think it's the hair that's fucking it up.
C tier. It's just him as a baby. Dragon Ball Z Broly, baby. Okay, we got to talk about one of the elephants in the room. There's a couple when it comes to Broly. We've already got one of them out of the way. This is the second one. Broly in Z, his motivations for doing everything that he does, so dumb. Oh, I'm next to
True.
this idiot who keeps crying. Oh, my life sucks. I'm like 2 minutes old. Oh! Anytime that Broly hears Kakarot's name, he starts freaking out and goes berserk. That's literally the plot. It's because Goku was crying next to him when they were children on planet Vegeta. It is the dumbest plot in existence. Broly is a
Facts.
fantastic character in Z. He's really cool, he's overpowered, but you have to admit, his motivations are absolute cheeks, dog. And this is one of the reasons
Facts.
why I love Dragon Ball Super Broly, is because he actually has real motivations for doing the things that he does. He has more of a personality. He's not just some berserk freak that's like going and ripping things to shred for no reason. Like, you see his motivation as the movie goes on, and they do a really good job of humanizing him. And I can't wait to see what more they do
True.
with him. But that being said, the Dragon Ball Z Broly baby has to go into
I think the most interesting spin on the Super Broly was giving him that kind of Goku innocence, that naivete that Goku has. They gave it to Broly. And I thought that was very, very cool.
C tier. And the only reason that it's not going into F, you know what's going in there. Usually with our tier list, we don't include transformations, but because Broly has so few outfits, we decided to include transformations on just this one. So, Dragon Ball Super Broly, Wrathful. This form is like his ascended form. It's beyond base. And I think Paragus
So now we're judging essentially form plus fit. Okay.
describes it in the movie as Broly tapping into the Uzaru's
Uh, yeah, I could give it a. I give it a B. I give it a B.
power without actually transforming into the Great Ape, which makes sense. I think that's a cool little concept. I just wish that they explored that more rather than like just being like, okay, Super Saiyan and then Legendary Super Saiyan or full power or whatever. I think the
I think they wanted. Okay, so I honestly do think I see what he's saying, but I do think it was a better choice to keep it closer to the original due to the fact that what you're essentially trying to do is remake the character so you can one, it can be recognizable to what people already know and are familiar and comfortable with, so you can hit that nostalgia. But at the same time, you do want to tweak it a little bit, and I do think Broly eventually, I think he will get a unique form to himself, similar to Gohan, similar to a Piccolo, similar to a Vegeta right now. But um, I do think it'll take some time, but when he does, I think it'll be fantastic. But for right now, I think they made the perfect choice to just make him as close to the original as possible, and that way, I mean, we saw the results. I mean, they fucking killed it. It was in the city that I used to live in back in Iowa. They brought it back into the theaters for it was in the theaters for like a month because normally the theaters are pretty quick, especially with anime movies. Anime movies, they don't stick around more than a week. Dragon Ball Super Broly was there for a month. They kept bringing it back because people were still going, and it was crazy.
concept of him tapping into Uzaru and kind of going primal, it kind of leads into that path of like, ooh, what if like, are we kind of going towards Super Saiyan 4 type beat? Like, is that kind of
If there ever was a way to bring it back, Broly is your answer. He's the only one down the Ozaru path, right? You have Goku who went down the Angel's path. You have Vegeta who's gone down the Destruction path, and you have Broly who is going down the Ozaru path. You have Gohan who is a weird hybrid combination of divine, hybrid combination of divine and also Saiyan. clashing also with his human side. So he is very, very unique in the way that his transformation comes about. We have Piccolo, obviously Namekian god route, right? Essentially. Um, we don't really have a Goten and Trunks worthy thing to care about. Super Saiyan Rage is a failure, so we're not going to talk about that. Um, yeah, I can't think of any other transformations. Nah,
Where
that's
we're
it.
going. I wish they went that route instead, rather than just going like full power Super
Hmm.
Saiyan. And who knows, maybe they still will. But Wrathful
I did forget. I did forget. Oob, because Oob has Majin Buu's divine power, or the Kaioshin's divine power. Sorry. So Oob is going to be very interesting because he's a human and divinity already within him since a child, which is crazy.
as a form, I think I would put it above his regular Saiyan armor in A tier. It's definitely high A tier. Dragon Ball Super Broly shirtless with shock collar. He's got a shock collar on. The only difference between this and him not having a shock collar on is, you guessed it, the lack of a shock collar. So this one
Eh,
with the shock collar on, it's not
it's
anything
I.
crazy. And I'll be real with you, I feel like him being shirtless is done better
It's
in
like a
Dragon
C.
Ball Z than it is Dragon Ball Super. So I feel like Broly being just
True.
shirtless, it's not really that
Now that I
interesting
think
because we
about it,
saw it a
I
lot in
agree.
Dragon Ball Z, and so I feel like I have to put both of these in like B tier if I had to. Dragon Ball Z Bio Broly half goop, straight F tier.
Ugh.
Anything related to Bio Broly goes in
Uh-oh, stinky.
F tier. We don't even talk about Bio Broly except today because we're talking about Broly,
We
so we
try not
kind of
to.
have to. Dragon Ball Heroes Super
I don't know if I like this. I don't think I like the mixture. I think you keep Broly the same size and you give him Super Saiyan Rose. It's a promotional. It doesn't have to make sense. Who gives a fuck? Just give him Super Saiyan Rose and don't buff him up into Super Saiyan 4 and he looks sick.
Saiyan 4. Okay, I know I said I kind of wanted them to go the primal route with Broly, but I think Super Saiyan 4 just looks really goofy on him. I want them to do something Uzaru related without it being this version of Super Saiyan 4. Do you get what I'm saying? I feel like this version
I feel like they can bring it back, but I just don't think it works with the current fit that he has on.
of Super Saiyan 4 is great for Goku, and honestly, I hate it on Vegeta, I hate it on Gohan, I hate it on anybody else they give it to. I don't really love it on Broly either. I think him being already a hulking mass is good enough, and I think the hair, especially it being red, is
This is why also, by the way, this is why I like you guys to go and watch the promotional and give your thoughts on it because if they were thinking about this as a possibility, then giving our opinion as a fan base is definitely the ultimate idea to make sure that this either does or does not happen. I'm 100% on the does not side of that. But yeah, I do think Super Saiyan 4 is still a possibility, but I do think it needs to be rewritten if you want it to be competitive.
a little weird. If they went like yellow or something, then maybe I could get behind that. But I think the red on Broly
I think the yellow would have too many inconsistencies.
doesn't quite work for me at least. But I don't like totally hate it, so I put it in B tier. Dragon Ball Z Broly Super Saiyan
This, which is essentially the same, but the hair's fucked up. I kind of fuck with it.
Suppressed. I love this look. I used to play this version of Broly back in Budokai Tenkaichi 3. I love the way that his hair is spiked up. I love that it's blue because he's suppressed. I think the concept of him having a suppressed version of Super Saiyan is really interesting. I would throw this one confidently into A tier. They don't ever
I
really
can agree.
explain the blue hair.
I really do think it's just because of Toei inconsistencies again. But yeah, yeah, I can agree.
but it's cool either way, you know? OG Super Saiyan Blue. Dragon Ball Z Broly, regular
Okay, so this is the same thing, but actual regular Super Saiyan, no limiter. I don't mind this.
Super Saiyan. I also love this look as well, especially because it looks very similar to Trunks. I don't love it as much as him with the blue hair, but I think I could confidently still put it into A tier. Just a little bit
True.
lower though. Dragon Ball Heroes Uzaru Legendary Super Saiyan 3. What is that?
The Heroes promotional, man. It's so crazy, dude. You can't even blink when the promotional's going because like one, it's so short, so everything is very fast, very compact. So if you even blink, you're missing shit and you're just gonna be like, what the holy fuck? More than you already would be just simply watching it.
I don't like that. I didn't think I was gonna put anything else into F tier, but that's kind of cursed.
Yeah, it's
And you know
bad.
what sucks is that, like, as we've been going down this tier list, I'm like, yeah, have Broly go down the primal route, and then like Super Saiyan 4 comes up, which is kind of the primal route, and I'm like, eh. And then like I'm like, oh, it would work if it's yellow, and then the yellow version does come up, and I'm still like, I'm maybe discovering that my opinion is wrong, and maybe we don't want to go down the primal route. Okay, this is F tier. That is ugly as
I do think the yellow's okay, but this is a very like neon green. I just don't think it works.
hell. I also hate Golden Uzaru in GT as well. It just looks really, really weird. I know Golden Uzaru is a thing, and it's supposed to be a canon thing, like way back in like ancient times for the Saiyans. It doesn't mean it looks good though, you know? Dragon Ball Super Broly, Super Saiyan. I love the Super Saiyan look. It's a pretty easy one to get along.
It's okay, yeah, it's okay. Um, I think I put it at the same level as I put his earlier fit that looks like this, but I would just put it a little bit a step above because of the blonde.
With. It's really sick when he transforms for the first time because he has like this aura around him and like the colors change. It's one of the better Super Saiyan transformations for the very first time. I think it's one of the best. But we're not judging the transformation, we're judging how it.
It was interesting, right? Because like Broly went from the kind of primal state to where his eyes were the yellowish color and then his hair was still black, but it was starting to spike out. And then he hits this where he gets the Super Saiyan transformation and he's absolutely fucking just his aura is still that like very dominant like green similar to his little ear thing here, but his hair remains yellow and then later in the movie his hair becomes the same color as the ear here and it's kind of fucking crazy.
It looks, and it still looks pretty decent. I still like it a lot. Definitely A tier. Now we have both
Speaking of,
full power and the
I hate to say it, I hate to say it again, not trying to be different. Dragon Ball Z's form better. I like the full green on his hair, but I can't compare it to that. That just looks so much cooler.
legendary Super Saiyan. Both of these, I'm gonna go together with these. I have a controversial take about this one. I love Dragon Ball Super Broly more than I love Dragon Ball Z Broly. However, when it comes to their final
Don't think I don't know what you just did right there. You give them the compliment. So instead of their anger being up here, and actually, they're Dragon Ball fans. So let me just make sure. Okay, so their anger is off screen, and then you give them the compliment, and then it brings them ooh, and then you're gonna give them the hot take, and it's gonna ooh right there. I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing.
forms in both of their respective movies, I gotta actually give it to Z Broly. Z Broly was a
Yep.
menace, dude. He was making Vegeta sit down and cry.
Well, first off, that's like some of the worst character writing of all time. Not actually, no, it's 100% worse. The character writing in the Z movies were probably some of the worst that I've ever seen. They fucked up Gohan, they fucked up Vegeta, but Dragon Ball Super the anime fucked up Goku the whole time. So, yeah, I guess I would say the Goku one is actually the worst.
Because he was like, I don't know if I can ever fight again. There were some crazy scenes in the Dragon Ball Z Broly movie, and it's just like unprecedented, unparalleled to what we saw with the Dragon.
Yeah, I give a fuck what Z Broly accomplished in his movie. I don't care what Super Broly accomplished in his movie. Z Broly just looks like the Broly that you should be afraid of. This Broly looks like he skipped leg a day. Okay? The proportions here, correct. The proportions here, drumsticks.
Dragon Ball Super Broly. And I honestly think the design for Z Broly is better at max power than the one in the
True.
movie. I do love both of these for sure, but I would confidently put Z Broly into S and Super Broly's full power Super Saiyan into high A. It would
I agree.
definitely
I
deserve high A. I
absolutely
don't
agree.
think it deserves S. I don't think they're on the same level, if I'm being honest with you, design
Facts.
wise and execution wise, because Z Broly was just, he was wrecking house. Like, if you can confidently tell me that Super Broly was raw enough to get his own card of him hitting back shots on Gohan called Demonic Playtime, and only then can we say that they were on the same level.
Also, I'm glad they discontinued. Or I'm sad they discontinued the DBZ or DBS game. Granted, I know that there is a new version, but the new version is ass. Be honest. Be 100% honest. It may have made it more popular in Japan, which is where, they're trying to get their audience, which is fine. But in the US, that shit is ass. Way too simple. Too simple, not worth our time. The card designs are terrible. The foiling for the fucking original DBS card game, insane. And it's not that hard to learn. I don't know. They said that one of the things they said about the game was they wanted to simplify it, make it more approachable or something like that. And I was like, so you're telling me the people in Japan are stupid? Because we figured it out and we rank lower than they do, I'm pretty sure. So you're telling me that they just couldn't figure it out and you had to make it more approachable or whatever the fuck? What is the education rankings? We are 13th. Let's see. Wait, we're ranked higher than Japan? Y'all can't see it. How in the holy fuck are we number 13 and Japan is number 27? We're double. better than you in education. How is that possible? That's crazy. Wow. No wonder they had to simplify the card game. I'm never letting them live that down now.
But until then, I don't think we can say confidently they're on the same level. Okay, it's
Facts.
time to talk about Bio Broly. What were they?
Okay. I'm gonna save us all some time. All left here.
Puts these tier lists together. Shout out to them.
DB4D God Broly. Fucking what?
I don't even really know what this is. I don't even really know what
It's just Broly with long hair, like emo phase Broly.
Dragon Ball 4D is at all. But based on design, I would say this is actually kind of a cool look. I like that the hair like
It's all right, but it's not like the Super Saiyan 3 Broly look, which we're gonna see later.
links down. That's more of like a Super Saiyan 4 type look, but it's not Super Saiyan 4, which I like. I would actually put this into A tier. I think it's a cool
I feel like this is too generous. I'd put it in like, because I do like it more than the Super Saiyan 4 actually, so I would put it above that.
version of his Berserk form,
B
but
tier.
not quite as iconic as his actual Berserk form. Dragon Ball Heroes Dark
Dark Broly goes hard. It's an easy S tier. The design's crazy.
Broly Super Saiyan 4. I usually say that I like the darker looks or like the black characters in Dragon Ball, but with this one, he looks straight up like a Yu-Gi-Oh card, dude. Like, tell me that, like, if you put this guy into a Yu-Gi-Oh card
Hey, don't be hating on my Broly, bro. Broly, this is like my favorite deck, okay? My favorite Dragon Ball Super card game deck is a Dark Broly deck. And the only thing that it does is it literally puts down like five, not five. That's being, I'm being up my own ass on that. But it does put out at least three, like 30,000 attack point cards in like the matter of 2 turns. It's fucking stupid how good this deck works. And all I'm doing is literally just playing shenanigans. I'm throwing shit away that anybody at the table would look at and say, "What? You're throwing that in the grave? Are you crazy?" Um, and then I'm like, "But wait, there's more." And I'm instantly like, "Okay, here we go. Goku, Vegeta. Okay, swap them. Okay, we're gonna do this, and then I'm gonna get rid of them, and then I'm gonna take this 10 stack out of my graveyard. I'm gonna put it into exile, and then I'm gonna play this, play this, play this." And it's like, fucking what?
frame with the
It's
title
such a
Dark
fun deck.
Broly and like whatever else you would put in the
It's not that fast though. It's like turn 4 to 5, and that's when I'm like dropping constant big boys.
description, that this would straight up not be a viable Yu-Gi-Oh card. Like, I would not bat an eye at that if I showed up to a tournament and some guy played this against me. I'd be like, oh, okay,
True.
Dark Broly, whatever. You know what I mean? But this is just, it just doesn't look like a Dragon Ball design. In my opinion, it just looks kind of messy.
It needs it though. My thing with Dragon Ball designs, right? And it's a lot of people's things with Dragon Ball is that Dragon Ball is insanely simple, which is okay, but eventually at the way that we're scaling the characters, it's going to get complicated. So you're going to have to start getting a little bit more creative if you want to keep people involved.
It's okay, but I'm gonna be real with you. I think this is honestly a C tier look. That might be a hot take, but I think it's a C tier.
It's a little bit of a hot take. I'm not going to put it at A tier. I don't think it's A, but I do think it's a very high B.
Dragon Ball Heroes Legendary
This is the one that I like, the Super Saiyan 3.
Super Saiyan 3. This is also in Raging Blast, I'm pretty sure, and I never played those games. I know that they had like Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta and like Super Saiyan 3 Broly, and they were just like fun little additions to that game, but I never personally played them myself. This look also is just kinda eh. I think it's just Super Saiyan 3 hair on like Berserk Broly, and that's okay, but it's kinda eh for me, and I'd put it in
I would put it above that. I don't.
B tier, I think. It's
I like it a lot more than the Super
not
Saiyan
like my
4.
favorite look, but I don't
More
hate it,
than
so
this.
definitely a B tier. And with that, we have ranked every single Broly.
This might be the shortest video of his I've ever done. Holy shit. 40 minutes. And that's the shortest one. But anyway, that's it for this video. So shout out to Retrora and Co. And make sure you go sub to him. Give him a like. All right. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. Make sure, most importantly, that you subscribe to yourself because self love is important these days. Okay. You heard? Yeet. I'm out.